I honestly feel this will be a staple for most decks, just like Catcher was when it first came out. I honestly have no idea what they were thinking when they came out with this card. It is just insanely overpowered and is more than likely to see play. Alright, then we got a Whirlipede. Cassius, interesting supporter. It's basically like Super Scoop Up, but it's a supporter and you don't have to flip for it. I feel it could make its way into certain decks just to help alleviate maybe like a prize denial. Maybe in like a Genesect or something. You got a Verizia and you're not going to need any more. It's got some damage on it. Just cast it, and then you could even get a switch in if it's the active Pokemon. Then we got another Muscle Band. Nice, definitely need one of those, and it's shiny. And then we got a Grumpig. Alright, I'll definitely take any pack that has 2 Muscle Bands in it, so that's definitely a great one. Alright, so moving on to the next pack. Alright, Voltorb, Chespin, Talo, Spritzy, Lettyba, Shadow Circle, Frogadier, Mr. Mime, Letty-Ann, and Stoutland. Man, we're not getting the best packs today, but then again, we still got a whole nother half left, so not to fear. I'm sure we'll get something eventually here. Hopefully it'll pay off with a full art or something. Alright, there we go. One thing I am a little disappointed in is that the basics like Blastoise and Venusaur do have full art versions rather than their megas. I feel the megas having full arts would be a little bit better and feel more rewarding than the actual basics themselves. Seeing as they aren't the good cards that you want to have on the field, it's more the megas. Anyway, we got a Scatterbug here, Doduo, Bunnelby, Pumpkaboo, another Muscle Band. I already had one already, so this will complete my set. And then we got a red card, not bad. Delcatty, Bidoof, Professor's Letter, awesome. And Crocodile. Alright, last one of the first side. So let's see if we can get any luck with that. Alright, and Pikachu, Spritzy, Venipede, Skiddo, Zorua, Fletchinder, Solrock, Volbeat, Sandile, a Go-Goat, interesting, I like it. Basically its attack is pretty decent. Lead, search your deck for up to 2 supporter cards, reveal them and put these into your hand and then shuffle your deck afterwards. And then charge dash 70 plus, and you could do 20 more damage, but you do 20 damage to yourself. However, with Hard Charm, I believe that would negate the damage you do. So, pretty decent card. I don't know. It's a good support Pokemon because you can get search out for supporters, which not a lot of Pokemon can do. But being a stage 1 and just the fact that you can only play 1 supporter per turn, usually you're going to shuffle some things back in or discard. It's not the most powerful, but it still definitely looks really cool if you look at it. It looks like it's kind of like Lion King up there on the mountain there. Alright, so we'll start the next half here. Hopefully we'll start getting some better stuff, seeing as we've only got the Skarmory and those decent items so far. Whoops. There we go. Alright. Alright, here we are. We have Fletchling, Swirlix, Staryu, Pansear, Chespin, Professor's Letter, nice. Professor Sycamore. This is basically a complete copy of Professor Juniper, seeing as every set is, almost every rotation has a supporter that can kind of do this. Discard your hand, draw 7 cards. Great card, but you can actually not run this along with Professor Juniper. I'm not really sure why they reprinted or printed this or didn't wait at least until Professor Juniper was out of the format. Now it just has an odd ruling and could confuse people, especially newer players. We got a Max Revive and a Skitty and Macargo. I actually won a pre-release with the Macargo Emogla deck. So that was pretty interesting for me. I kind of like this card a little bit better now, just because it helped me pretty much go undefeated the pre-release. Not that that really means anything, because you don't really win anything for winning a pre-release, but still, fun to me. I liked it. Alright, moving on. We got a Venusaur. we got Slugma, Pansage, Staryu, Swirlix, Scatterbug, Evo Soda, Braxian, Team Flare Grunt, and an Aegislash. Nice. And then we got a Wigglytuff. But let's talk about this Aegislash. This was actually the promo card at the pre-release I went to. It's got the ability Stance Change. So basically there's another form of Aegislash, more of an attacker card. And when it's played down, like let's say this was the Aegislash, basically you can use, they both have the same ability. So you can use the ability to search this card from your deck and then play it. So it's a good way to swap between an attacker and then this one, which is more of a defensive card because it's got its attack King Shield. It's the same attack cost as the other, more bigger attack, and for the other card. And it does 50 damage, and then allows you to not be able to take damage from any attacks during your next turn. And then you put a Silver Bangle on there that's doing 5, 6, 7, 80 damage, so pretty decent. You could use like a Hypnotoxic Laser, hit 90, so 2, 2 if you wanted to just go with this guy, because you could use Keldeo to rush in and out, negate King Shield's negative side of making you not able to attack twice per turn, and then just keep that stream going of 50 and not being able to hit, or not being able to be hit. Although then again, a Catcher or Escape Rope or a Red Signal even could negate that effect. So something to look for and something to watch out for if you ever come up with it. Alright, moving on to the next pack. Alright, we got Honedge, Bidoof, Pikachu, Spritzee, Venipede, Electrode, Shadow Circle, Kakuna. Oh, sorry. We got that Whirlipede and then Xerneas EX. I just couldn't wait to get to it. Alright, Xerneas EX, definitely a pretty cool EX from the set. It is the first Fairy type. It's got 170 HP. Its first attack for a Fairy and double colorless is Breakthrough. It does 60 damage and then 30 damage to a bench Pokemon. So essentially kind of similar to Darkrai, except it does not get the perfect numbers of 90, so it can't knock out most EX Pokemon with 2 hits. But definitely great for the bench damage, and if you use like a Burbank Hypnotoxic Laser, then you could start hitting for those 2-hit KOs. But it's more used for its next, in succession with its next attack, X-Blast, because basically it'll hit for 60, then you can come in with an X-Blast, knock that guy out, and then on the next turn you can take, or try to Catcher or Escape Rope the guy who had 30 damage on it from your first Breakthrough, and then if it's a 170 HP, the 140 will knock it out, or if you got the Muscle Band, then it wouldn't even matter, you can just knock it out, even if it's got more than 170 HP. And now one thing to note is the Pokemon can't use X-Blast if it used it the last turn. So you got to worry about that. You might want to. You can either retreat to another Xerneas and maybe use that new Aromatisse. We haven't pulled that yet, but it basically allows you to transfer Fairy Energy like Hydreigon. So could be a way to use this attack in succession. Also, again, like I said, with the Aegislash, rush in and retreat would negate that negative side there. And if you'd like to learn more about Fairy decks, I have a blog. It's called The Names Ketchum, Ash Ketchum. So it's a cool blog. I've got a few posts up about Pokemon stuff. And my last one was all about different types of Fairy decks that could be used. So anyway, we'll put that off to the side and keep on going. Alright, we got Scatterbug, Water Energy, Rhyhorn, Honedge, Bidoof, Quilladin, Evo Soda, Spupa, Weedle, and Aromatisse, just like I just said. It's a Fairy Pokemon, it's got that Fairy Trance ability. I just talked about it, so I won't spend too much time on it, but basically it's a great, basically like Hydreigon DRX, allows the movement among your Pokemon as often as you like before you attack, of your Fairy Energy. Great card, 90 HP, so it is searchable through Level Ball. Alright, we'll move on. Won't take up too much time, seeing as I already talked about that. And this is taking a while, so we'll try to speed this up. Alright, here we go. We've got Fletchling, Fennekin, Voltorb, Chespin, Tailo, Volbeat, Cassius, Dunsparce, and Greninja, and then Bibarrel. Whoops. So basically this is a pretty cool card. Water Shuriken and Mist Slash. basically Water Shuriken. If you discard a water energy from your hand, you can do 30 damage to any Pokemon on your opponent's side of the field. Now, that can be pretty powerful, although you need multiple to really make that effective, so getting multiple stage 2s into play is kind of difficult. However, a good way to partner this with is Kingdra, as he can, with his attack, can shuffle water energy and electric energy back in your deck. So if you want to do something like that, you can keep discarding, getting that damage, attack with Kingdra, shuffle that all back in. However, one thing to be worried about is that it is multiple stage 2s, and that's going to be really difficult to get into play. So not a great deck per se, but cool idea. Alright, Slugma, Fire Energy, Froakie, Skitty, Shelder, Professor Sycamore, Hard Charm, Deblade, Crocodile, and another Malamar. Now this one isn't the good one that has the flipping attack, but interesting card nonetheless. And moving on. Alright. So next we've got Jigglypuff, Shelder, Phantump, Steel Energy, Inkay, another Shadow Circle, Frogadier, Mr. Mime, Sableye, and Wigglytuff. Hocus Pocus. Alright. Alright, here we have Pumpkaboo, Panpour, Scatterbug, Water Energy, Rhyhorn, Fairy Garden, Whirlipede, Shauna, Delcatty, and a Cloyster. Alright, now we've got Inkay, Phantump, Funnelby, Pumpkaboo, Panpour, Evo Soda, Quilladin, Super Potion, Slugma, and a regular Xerneas. This is another great card I just talked about on my blog. It's got 130 HP for 1 Fairy Energy, can choose 2 bench Pokemon, and attach a Fairy Energy from your deck tool. So really great, and like the Yveltal XY, it's got the Rainbow Spear. It's kind of like Yveltal's Night Spear, or whatever, not Night Spear, but Darkness Blade. And it requires, instead of not being able to attack, you have to discard an energy, but just as a base 100. So, great card. Definitely belongs in like any type of a fairy deck. Provides a great energy acceleration. Alright, we got Weedle, Fairy Energy, Skitty, Spoink, Pawniard, Fairy Energy or Fairy Garden, Kakuna, Diggersby, and another Xerneas and Raichu. This is actually a really good pack. Xerneas is, as I just said, really great card, and then Raichu is a pretty, I think, will be a pretty popular card. Basically, with its Circle Circuit, is like the old Chinchino, Do the Wave. That was his attack. They did 20 damage for each number of Pokemon on your bench. And that's just like Raichu, except it's electric type, so it has a good attack for weakness on big popular Pokemon like Lugia EX, which is popular in Plasma decks like Yeti, and then Yveltal EX, which will be pretty big, I see, in the metagame. It's a pretty strong card like Mewtwo, but has a lot of extra cards in the format that can help it out. And it is also weak to lightning, so Raichu can help out and give up only 1 prize and knock out an EX for 2. So really glad I pulled one of those. Alright, moving on. Get that out of the way. And we've got Diglett, Tailo, Ekans, Lillipup, Doduo, another Muscle Band, awesome, red card, Delcatty, Frogadier, and a Venusaur EX. Nice. Not only is it full art, but I was actually looking for this card. It's not the EX, but I'll definitely take it in case I pull one of those later. Poison Powder basically poisons, and it just poisons the active Pokemon, not paralyzes, sorry. And it does 60 damage. So with a Verbank out there, that's hitting for 90. So if you did that twice in a row, you'd be knocking out any Pokemon. That's an EX and not a Mega. Then we got Jungle Hammer. Heals 30 damage from the Pokemon. It does a solid 90. Nice. Seeing it does have a big, the Mega does have a pretty large HP, so healing could be pretty powerful to keep that HP up there. Alright, next we got Ladybah, Lillipup, Froakie, Sandile, Diglett, Muscle Band, Loomis, Cassius, Hard Charm, and another Greninja. Not bad. Alright, we're getting close to the end here too, so alright, Pansear, Chespin, Inkay, Phantump, Bunnelby, Lunatone, Corsola, Sableye, another Raichu, and Rhyhorn. Or Rhydon, actually. Alright, next we have Fletchling, Swirlix, Staryu, Pansear, Chespin, Lunatone, Solrock, Doduo, or actually Dodrio, Ekans, and a Swallow. Alright, last 3 packs here. Alright, we've got Skiddo, Zorua, Ekans, Timber, Electric Energy, Dunsparce, Braixen, and we got Crocodile and Simipour, and another Crocodile. Alright, here we got Fairy Energy, Venipede, Jigglypuff, Ladybah, Sandile, Herdier, Fletchinder, Inkay, Venipede, and a Tauros. Alright, last pack here, guys. Let's hope it's something good. We've only got 3 X's so far, so I feel there should be one more. However, I'm not positive. It does feel like a pretty good pack, though, so who knows. Alright, last one. Pikachu, Spritzy, Venipede, Skiddo, Zorua, Krokorok, Roller Skates, Electrode, Furfrou, and Vivillon. Alright, Furfrou is pretty interesting, but I would actually like to talk about Vivillon. Basically, any country it comes from, I believe there are multiple editions of this card. It's still got the same number, but the color of Vivillon is different, just like they are in the game. So each country you catch one in the video game, has a different color. So that's pretty cool. Otherwise, the attack is pretty interesting. It's got the colorful wind. It's like Ho-Oh plus 10 damage, but it is a stage 2 and doesn't have the rebirth ability. So it's a little hard to pull off, but pretty interesting. Anyway, let's just take one last quick look at what we got here. That was pretty good. We got Raichu, Greninja, Hard Charms, Muscle Band, the Full Art Venusaur. That's great. Raichu, Xerneas are really powerful. Greninja, Aromatisse, and Xerneas EX, Professor's Letter, Muscle Band, and a Skarmory. So, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'll be putting another one up for the second box I'm opening a little later. And have a good day, guys.